yesterday was worse. You just went to bed. It was like that that audio came out, and even now I could pick up the computer, but you are just, hey, Libo, do you, but I don't want to be compromised. I'm not that woman.
Mpho is so stressful, like so stressful. She can literally drain the blood from your body, like all of it. This particular rant that was happening this evening, I don't even know how it went from 0 to 100 and how they got to this point, because everything that she was talking about tonight was orchestrated by her, and then now it has come back to haunt her, and this is her ranting, and Libo being the victim, because right now he's the victim. I'm going to classify him as the victim in the situation because he is literally on the receiving end, although he's not completely innocent. Now, let me just give you guys a quick breakdown of what happened. But before I go into that, if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so I can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. So Mpho called Libo to have a conversation with him about the things that he has been doing, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that he has been ignoring her, and he has been brutal about the whole thing.
But I feel like thrown under the bus in that sense. I know we had spoken about what he has spoken about, but the way it's outplaying, I feel like you're not being fair.
All right.
Like, it's very brutal.
And how did this whole thing start? They had a conversation earlier on, like some days ago, about them not being close, and it was Mpho that told him that she doesn't want them to be very close. She doesn't like the fact that people are looking at her with side eyes. There are always people looking at her. She's always seeing people that are looking at her.
Whenever you're around me, it's the looks, it's the stares, but when you're around them, they do things and then they look at me. I tell you, I'm an observer. That's my weakness. I observe a lot.
So basically, she said people are looking at her some type of way, and she's already a target. She doesn't want him to be a target because she's with her, and she doesn't also want to be a target. She doesn't want to continue to be a target because she's with him. So it would be best for them if they just go their separate ways and just be, normal friends and nothing serious, so that they're not going to be targets. So I think that's what triggered this whole thing. She now called him to have this conversation and was like literally blaming him for not trying to be close to her. So it's like, I told you not to talk to me, but now you're not talking to me, but then you're now overdoing it. That was her argument, and that was her own situation. I'm glad that Libo had a lot to say in tonight's conversation, because other times I know that they usually have conversations together. He's always on the agreeing side. He's always like, okay, we just agree to whatever she's saying. But this time around, he gave his own replies. He let her know that you are the one that said we should do this thing. So now it doesn't make sense. It's not fair that you're now putting the whole thing on me that this is what I'm doing. Meanwhile, this is your strategy. I'm just going by your strategy. That is hard for him, but he's just trying to please her. I was like, hey, Chineke, Libo is gone. gone.
I didn't want you to catch fire because I know that
I told you don't worry about me. I'm good.
Don't say you're good.
I'm good. But if you feel me being around you makes things difficult, then I will stay away.
But where I would kind of fault him, or where I would agree with her on what she's saying, is because of the things that Libo has been telling Big Brother in the diary room. So he has been telling Big Brother that one of the things he plans to do is to avoid her. So he was not being completely honest about his reasons for not talking to her, except maybe what he tells Big Brother in the diary room is just for talks, and then he's not going by that. But if you're going by what he said in the diary room, then it's obviously not just because of that conversation. He is also avoiding her based on his own strategy. So her complaint is a little bit valid, but the way she went about it was just like everywhere, and I'm like, calm down, chill. So at some point she now calmed down, and then she now started to really express the way it was doing her. So literally she was feeling kind of lonely. She didn't have anybody to talk to. She was just telling him that she didn't have anybody to talk to.
Don't have anyone to talk to. Oh.
And I'm here then.
Being here. Oh.
I'm here then. Let's not do this.
So this is the point where they now started doing Romeo and Juliet scenes. She was like, I'm trying to be worried about you, and it's like, I'm fine, I'm good, and everything. And then she now started crying and talking about not feeling wanted in the house, that it sucks to not be wanted, like everybody's wanting you out of the house. It was not like, but you know I want you. I was like, this is so funny. So definitely you switch from the whole aggression to Romeo and Juliet love.
It hurts to not be to be that toy that is not wanted.
But you know I want you. I don't understand you. You know I want you.
They were just expressing how, you know, they felt, and then he also asked her how she feels about him, and she expressed herself talking about how the fact that she likes him, and then, you know, the things that she missed, the fact that he doesn't compliment her anymore, and that, you know, she just misses them being close. And she now even mentioned that he received a massage earlier on. I'm like, Mpho, massage safe. You still had it.
Don't even compliment me anymore.
How did I compliment you?
But you can, side note, quick. Hey, Libo, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, or maybe I'm just being jealous.
I think you're being jealous, you know.
You even got a massage today.
They ended up settling, and that's that with them. Now, let's talk about the ship, Vinyl and Terry. So it's almost like at this point we're gonna be having like a daily dose of Vinyl and Terry, because they usually do stuff under the duvet every night. I don't not really do a lot, just, you know, some hand movements, and then a lot of kissing. So for this night, it was mostly Terry doing the, you know, from the part they showed us, she was the one, like, you know, rubbing his head, going for the kiss, rubbing his back, and all of that. I'm like, baby girl has fallen Yakata. So, you know, that was just them doing their thing. Meanwhile, Nale and Venus, they were there by the side. Before Venus even came, it was just Nale. So she was just trying to look for conversations left, right, and center to just occupy her mind, because obviously, if they are quiet, they'll be hearing the kissing sound. So I think it was getting to them. I wasn't feeling for them, like, that's in the two don't be tormenting them.
And all of you hearing this.
Then there's something that was revealed. Apparently, Terry has had stuff to do with Vinyl's boss. Let me just bring it out, because some people talked about it and they mentioned the name of his boss. So she told Venus that she has had something to do with Vinyl's boss. Like, the whole situation with Vinyl is kind of complicated because of you know, having something to do with Vinyl's boss. And she also mentioned that it's not like they dated. So I think they just had you know, maybe friends with benefits or whatever it is that they had, but they were definitely doing stuff. And she has not told Vinyl about it. He doesn't know. So that's what makes it a little bit tricky.
The mutual friends that we have, it's like complicated. What do you mean? Did you like date one of his friends, or not date, but it's not one of his friends. Yeah, it's kind of his boss.
So Venus was also surprised, like, yo, this is like crazy. So let me just read out what I saw online. So this lady said, yes, she confessed to Sis T last week Monday, and she just told Venus tonight that she'll tell Vinyl after Big Brother not in the house. And Vinyl's boss is Maforisa, or maybe he has two bosses. So apparently that's the boss, Maforisa. So we don't know if that's the person that she has stuff to do with, but now that's, you know, that's the narrative. I didn't even know that she spoke to Sister Mara about it. Obviously, that, like, there's nothing wrong if she has had something to do with somebody that he knows from the past. You get, like, that's in the past. It should not affect what they have moving forward. But you know how it is, like, with some people, like, just the idea of maybe you have something to do with my friend. It depends on the kind of relationship that the boss and him have. Like, if they're like really close, obviously you feel some type of way. It will take a lot of maturity for him to ignore all of that and just, you know, flow with it. So yeah, and the fact that he doesn't know now, you know, makes it all somehow. I feel like it will be worse if things keep going like that and she doesn't tell him. The best time is to tell him now and just, you know, I don't know, but I think she really likes him. That's why she's trying to be very careful with the whole thing, not to spoil what's going on now.
And he doesn't know. He just knows that we know each other. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, that's why I've been very hesitant about it. But like, we never dated or anything.
And then Nale was having a conversation with Venus about what Mpho told her earlier on. Apparently, she approached Mpho to have a conversation with her and try to settle things because obviously both of them have not been, good. And then Mpho obviously did not receive it well. Like, not like she didn't receive it well, but she told her that yes, she acknowledges that they've not been good and everything, but it's like she's not here to make peace or make friends or anything like that.
She basically told me that we don't need to be friends.
Really?
Yeah, she said she's not here to make friends. She said she's not trying to be my friend, but we will be cordial.
Yeah.
Tough pill to swallow. She literally said that she also couldn't stand me being around.
Now, in Mpho's diary room session, she mentioned it to Biggie that Nale approached her, but she was saying that why is it now that after, like, you've seen that I've survived eviction and everything, now it's on the Monday, and then that's when you're trying to resolve things. So she, based on what she said in the diary room session, I think maybe she felt like the reconciliation was fake and it wasn't coming from a genuine place. So that's it for both of them. Let's see how everything plays out. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye, love you.